So you have spoken, and I have listened. It's Q&A time. Let's get to it. Question number 1. Are upload speeds ridiculously slow in the eastern states too? I'm assuming you mean the eastern states of Australia, and my answer to that is yes. With every fibre of my being, yes. It's atrocious and it makes me cry. And you know what? It has absolutely nothing to do with the technology. As much as people like to rant and rave that we need the NBN and once we have the NBN, everything will be alright. No, I've looked at NBN plans and they still cut your upload speeds artificially. Now, I could seriously go on about this for the rest of the video. I'm not even joking, man. So I have so much to say on this subject, but I'm going to cut it short here because I will go into a rant. You will get bored and it's going to be a mess. So next question. Now over to a subject that doesn't angry up my blood. Favorite game? Question mark. Oh man, this is a seriously tough one. Look, I'm just gonna give you a list. Crysis, Dungeon Keeper 1 and 2. I can't decide between them. They're both good for different reasons. Like if you could squish the two together into one game, man, that'd be a thing. Brutal Legend, Grey Goo. Oh yes. Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. Mass Effect 2 and 3. The ending aside, and it's like a similar situation to Dungeon Keeper. When I play 2, I want to play 3. And when I play 3, I want to go back and play 2. But, I mean, I don't really have a favorite. I'm a lover, baby. There are very few games that earn my vitriol, like Borderlands 2, for example, or Torchlight 2. Now, I'm not going to go into why I dislike those games, but look, if you really want to know, I'll do a video on it, but I usually find something to enjoy in most games. What's your roleplay history? Have you played D&D or did you just find interest in roleplaying on Skyrim only? Thanks. I haven't played D&D, but I've always wanted to. I've got a serious problem here, guys. I am a nerd through and through who went into music, and thus I have no nerd friends. And I don't know where they're hiding. What proverbial rock must I look under to find the nerd sanctuary? I want in, guys. I've tried a few things. I have tried LARPing. It wasn't called that. I think Swordcraft is what it was called. Basically beating each other to death with foam swords. That was so much fun. Like, we're just running around on an oval. They stage sort of battles, skirmishes, and we beat the snot out of each other. So it was good. The only problem was it's just very cliquey. And everyone kept to their own little social groups and not the most welcoming community. But there were so many people there. I'm sure most of them were very nice. Just the ones I interacted with, very closed off. So that was a shame. So that's why I haven't gone back. But I should probably check it out again, give it another try. I also did something, I think it was called Camarilla, something like that. It was based on like the Vampire the Masquerade lore, and just to cut a long story short, a bunch of folks would pile into a room and pretend to be vampires for like 3 or 4 hours. It was actually pretty cool. And there was the vampire politics and it was the first couple times I was like, wow, this is so nerdy, it's awesome. But yeah, it ended up not being for me really. It was just a little bit too serious, which is a shame because the people seem really nice and they were really welcoming. But yeah, just a little bit too serious, and it's difficult to get to know people through their character, if you know what I mean. Like, I was getting to know their characters and not the actual people who are playing them, which was a little bit weird. But there you go. This isn't roleplay, but I throw it into the same nerddom category. I have tried Magic the Gathering. And once again, same story. I don't know anyone who plays, so I just went to a draft night on my own. And man, that was even worse. I'm not going to say where it was because I don't want to offend anyone, but the game is awesome. I really enjoy playing it and I actually won a couple of games. But the people, it's like everyone just showed up on their own and they were just there to play. No socializing. It was weird, man. So I haven't done that again. Maybe I'll try another place. Maybe I have more luck. second time round. But hey, if any of you are from Melbourne, I'd love to know what you guys do. Let me know in the comments or just shoot me a message in YouTube. If you don't mind me crashing your communities, I'd love to know more about where this stuff happens and what it is. Like maybe there's some stuff that I'm not even aware of that'd be really cool. Like D&D, I didn't even know where people play D&D. So let me know, guys. Is X Rebirth still unplayable? Oh man, did I get some serious flack for that review? Alright, so it's a hell of a lot more playable than it was at launch. That's for damn sure. The devs have done a lot of work on it, and performance-wise, it is vastly improved. It's probably not like in an ideal world, it doesn't run as smooth as I would like, but I think it's probably about as good as it's going to get at this point. I am able to actually play more of it now, whereas when I did the review, one of the biggest issues was that it was always crashing or the quest would break, so I couldn't actually play it. So now that I've played more, I see more of the missing features and the big glaring issues with the game. They are working, it seems slowly, to fix a lot of these things. Like you couldn't buy or I think even control at all smaller ships. You could only buy the like big freighters and destroyers and stuff like that, so it basically made carriers useless. Last I remember, I think they'd actually fixed that, so you can buy like fighters and stuff to, to follow you around and shit and load up your carrier. So that's cool. I mean, they are fixing things up, but it seems to be slow going, and I don't think it's going to be enough to really make the X series fans satisfied. So if you've already bought X Rebirth and you don't have the previous X games, it might be worth looking at X Rebirth again. It's not going to cost you anything but time, right? If you're already a fan of the previous X games, I highly doubt that you're ever going to find X Rebirth as valuable an experience as the previous X games. And if you don't have any of these games and you're looking to get into it, well, you might find something to enjoy in X Rebirth. However, there are a lot of better alternatives. There are better games out there, such as the previous X series games, or if you're into the one ship deal, Elite Dangerous. I'll recommend that game to the high heavens. I get this next question all the time, so I'm going to paraphrase here. Will you ever go back to making Skyrim videos again? I would really like to do that. Seriously, I'm not just saying that. I even reinstalled Skyrim and I was making another video. I was doing it, and then I'm like, nope, all the way home. Look, I've got, Steam says I got over 800 hours in Skyrim. It's actually more than that because I've played a friend's copy before I actually received mine, because I received mine in the mail. Long story. So I've probably got 900 to maybe 1,000 hours. And it's so bland for me now. I feel like there's still stuff that I haven't seen. There's stuff that I could find in Skyrim and be like, oh wow, that's cool. I didn't even know this was here. But just the general gameplay is lost on me now. I just can't do it. So I'm not ruling out, this is what I always say, I'm not ruling out the possibility, but it's not likely that I'll be doing it. Skyrim's still installed in the hope that one day I'm like, you know what, let's do some Skyrim videos, because I really would like to do it for you guys, because I know a lot of my subscribers are fans of Skyrim and my Skyrim videos, and actually got those subscribers from my Skyrim videos. In fact, those videos, to this day, my most watched, and they're still getting views and comments. It's amazing. So for the sake of my subscribers, and just my regular viewers and whatnot, I really would like to do Skyrim videos again, but we'll see. And here's a bonus question. This is something I see on a lot of my This Is Not a Review videos. Once again, I'm going to paraphrase here. How is this not a review? Well, firstly, the reason the This Is Not a Review series came about in the first place is because I was playing Shadow of Mordor. I think that was the first one, and I'm like, whoa, this has blown my mind. I was not expecting this to be as good as it is, and I was just compelled to share my feelings of the game with some people. So that's why I did the video, and I call it This Is Not a Review because, you know, it wasn't a comprehensive review. It was, and I hadn't even finished the game yet, so I didn't feel like it was deserved to be called a review, basically. And so that's where the format came from. It's basically just a platform for me to talk about games that I'm currently playing and enjoying, and just a simple black and white whether I recommend it or not. You may notice that I actually haven't not recommended any of those games yet, and you may think that's fishy, but that's simply because, well, think about it. Why would I want to play a game that I'm not enjoying, right? And so if I'm not enjoying the game enough to even play it, how do I know enough about it to make a This Is Not a Review video? Now, I'm not ruling out the possibility. I'm actually looking forward to the day that a game, you know, just annoys me or I hate it so much that I can do a negative This Is Not a Review. And maybe I'll do it on some old games, like I mentioned Borderlands 2 or something. Maybe I can go back and do that sort of thing. Man, I've really built this up now. It's probably not going to be, you're like thinking, oh, wow, why does he hate it? But no, it's probably not that big a deal. So yeah, that's the whole reason that it's not a review. You know, I don't give a score. It's a really short video. The whole point, more or less, with most of those videos is to tell you why I like it. Maybe touching on some points that a lot of other reviewers don't. I feel like that's important if I can. For example, the whole "this is what you need to know" section. When I'm looking at reviews, I can't tell you how many times I've finished reading the review or watching it, and I'm like, okay, but they didn't answer my questions. There are these specific things I want to know about the game, and they didn't tell me. Look, I'm not saying that I'm able to do this every time, but for the most part, I try and touch on a few of those issues. I try to imagine, well, what would I want to know? You know, if I was looking at buying this game, and I try and put that in the what you need to know section or just throughout the video. And look, now the format's kind of evolving. It was just a really basic, hey, this game's really cool, I'm really enjoying it, recommended series, to now that I'm actually starting to get review codes, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty chuffed about that. Now that I'm getting review codes, well, yeah, alright, some of these This Is Not a Review videos, like my Grey Goo video, does sound a little bit more like a review. And if you want to call videos like that a review, I'm not going to stop you, but I'm still going to call it This Is Not a Review, more or less in protest against the regular review format. Because I'm just a rebel like that, baby. And look, maybe it can be my version of WTF is. Winkety wink wink wink. And that's the way it was. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone who submitted a question, much appreciated. And I'd like to ask you, for the next Q&A, which milestone do you think is appropriate? 1,000 views, 5,000 views, whatever. I suppose it depends on how quickly the channel grows. So what milestone do you think is appropriate, and where would you most prefer to submit your questions? In the comments of a video? Would you like to just send messages via YouTube? Perhaps you'd like to send them via Twitter? Just whatever you prefer, I'll take that into consideration for next time. Anywho guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Roleplay Gamer, out.